Can this drill weld? Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to a new video. Many of you asked me to try out this welder, which is affordable but has the shape of a drill. You told me to test it to see if it works well, if it welds properly, to check out this thing I have here in my hand. It's a welder, even though it looks like a drill or a hairdryer, but it's a welder just like you see here. It's the welder, it doesn't come with anything else. Inside the box, it comes with this accessory, which is for attaching and using the electrode. It also comes with the ground clamp and the electrode holder clamp in case you want to use it normally with the clamp. Now I'm going to turn it on to show you what options the panel has. Let's plug it in. As you can hear, it sounds like a hairdryer drying your hair. The panel has the power button, which you have to hold for a little while to turn it on, and two buttons, one for up and one for down. I think they're probably for adjusting the amperage. When I press up, it goes down, and if I press down, it goes up. I suppose it's the machine's amperage that's changing. Well, let's see how far it goes. What happens if I keep it pressed? It stayed there and it's supposed to reach 140 amps. Now I'm going to keep it pressed there. As you can see, if I keep it pressed, it goes down by 10 amps. Let's see what the minimum is. 20. Supposedly at 20 amps, we should be able to weld at the minimum. Alright, I'm going to turn it off. What stands out to me the most about this welder is its polarity. It's an inverter welder. Why does its polarity catch my attention? What we can see is that where the ground goes is positive and where the electrode goes is negative. That means we're going to be welding with direct polarity. Well, it's time to try it out. Let's see if we blow everything up or if it works. First, I'm going to put on this accessory, which is the tip where the electrode will go. This is the one. Next, adjust or tighten it so the electrode is secure, then attach the ground clamp. This is how it should be assembled, or if you prefer, you can also put the electrode holder clamp on the top. It's nice and firm so it doesn't move, which means you can't weld. And now I'm going to put on my protective gear to weld. The first negative thing I notice is that since it's all in one piece, it feels like the electrode is much longer and it's gonna be a bit tricky. But now let's try. I'm going to do a test weld at 85 amps. I'm going to try at 85. This electrode I'm using is a 6013 2.5 millimeters. At 85 amperes, it welds well. The only thing is, since the machine is heavy, I start to lose stability and then I'm not welding properly. Also, it's uncomfortable. It makes me lose my grip because it's so heavy, so no matter how much I try to keep it straight, when I grab it with both hands, the machine starts moving all over the place. But I'm going to keep trying it anyway. I was using it at about 75 amps. I'm starting to get the hang of it, but it's still uncomfortable for me because even if I hold it with both hands, it's heavy for me. And I get the feeling that I'm going slow, but sometimes I'm actually going too fast and I lose my rhythm. But maybe if I practice with it a lot, I'll get the hang of it better. Maybe the problem isn't with the machine, but with me, because I've never used a welding machine like this before. What I notice is that the machine is a little hot. I don't think it should get this hot. But if we focus on the fact that it's all together and its size, it's more for using it to make a few stitches or for a very short job. Now I'm going to use this thin material, 18 gauge and 1.2 millimeters thick. So now I'm going to start tacking and welding it. For this, I'm going to use a 1.6 millimeter thick electrode, and I'm going to set the machine to 35 amps. This machine welds really well, but when you're going to use a thin electrode, it gets a bit complicated because since the machine is so heavy, the electrode starts to bend and that makes it harder for you to weld. And another thing is that the amperage isn't the right one. The last test will be with the highest amperage, and I'm going to use a 60/13 electrode. That's 3.2 millimeters. I'm going to Okay. The welder at maximum welds well, although I don't think it welds at 140 as it says here. I think it welds at about 125 amps, but it welds well. And since the electrode is thicker, it's much easier. When welding, it doesn't bend, it doesn't move as much, and you can be more precise. Well, the welder does weld, that's for sure. I see that the size and weight make it much harder when welding. Maybe with time, as you get used to it, things could get better, but I still think it's very uncomfortable for welding. The machine does weld though. It's just that where the electrode goes is a bit uncomfortable. And even though the machine has anti-stick, meaning the electrode doesn't stick, when it does stick, it's very hard to remove it. I would use this machine with the electrode holder clamp, which is the one it comes with, but it wouldn't serve the purpose for which you buy a machine. So you would have to weld like this, but it would be very complicated to weld this way. If you're going to use it this way, it's better for you to buy a traditional machine. In short, is this drill welder worth it for the price? Is a traditional machine better for you? A small inverter which costs the same. Now, if you want to buy it because you're curious, you want to try it out, you want to see if you can weld better, my opinion is no. For the price of the machine, you can buy a traditional one. And another thing is that it heats up too quickly, and I don't think you can do a long job with this machine. I don't think I'm going to use it anymore because I find it very uncomfortable and it's very heavy and it hurts my wrists more than anything. So what do you all think about the welder? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you going to try it out? If you enjoyed this video, please follow me. It really helps.